Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Yes, that is a real thumbnail. If you're looking at this thumbnail, this is not clickbait. Just so you know in advance, this is not clickbait. What you see in that thumbnail is for real, for real. Um, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Tina. If you're watching me for the very first time, welcome back to Hanging with T. So, happy Saturday, by the way. Happy Saturday. Um, a week from today. Well, tomorrow will be a week from tomorrow. I should say tomorrow is Sunday. I lost power. Last Sunday I uploaded a video. Um, I think the thumbnail title was what was the thumbnail title? I think the thumbnail title was "Alone Weathering This Winter," and I have my head like this. I am like this. Like I don't want to say out like I'm in distress or anything like that. But if you see the thumbnail, you're gonna see me like this, like oh. So you cannot miss it. Now I don't know when you may see this video. What is today? So today is the 31st, January 31st, 2026. We're about to say goodbye to January. We're getting ready to go into a new month. February, yeah, February. We're gonna welcome February. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Y'all, let me tell you. So last Sunday, I uploaded a video because I did not go to church last Sunday. I just did not want to risk it. I didn't know how the roads were, and I don't trust people driving. I'm not getting out here. It was really cold, but I didn't go because of the temperature, like it being cold. That's not the reason why I didn't go. I didn't go because I didn't know how safe the roads were to drive and all of that, and I didn't want to risk it, right? So I didn't go to church, and I said, you know what? Let me upload a video. Now I know y'all see the thumbnail. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna get into that. The product that saved my life. But anyway, so I just want to talk. I just want to talk to y'all for a few minutes. Is that okay? I want to talk to y'all, right? So yeah, I uploaded a video, and you'll see that thumbnail. I'm like covering my face like this, like I'm in distress or something. But anyway, earlier I had uploaded a video, just really teaching y'all some tips what you can do if you're in. You don't necessarily, as I stated in that video, you don't have to be a homeowner. You can be a renter. You can be living with someone. It does not matter, right? Just some tips that you can implement that may help you. So I uploaded several videos, but here's the thing. I had no idea. Of course, most of the time, people don't know when they're going to lose power. Sometimes they can send notices out. You can hear it on the news. You can see emails. You can see text messages. Expect this, but it may not happen. So lo and behold, I uploaded a video last Sunday. I didn't go to church. I said I'm going to share with them some tips that they can implement that may help them. And lo and behold, the power ended up going out, the electricity. And when it happened, I was in the shower. Like, I don't know exactly what time it went out, but I remember I got out the shower. It was around about 5:30 that evening. And I was like, I can't remember what it was. It was like 5:30 that evening. And I don't know. I couldn't tell it in the shower because I think I told y'all in the video, my house is gas and electricity. I still had hot water or whatever. So lo and behold, when I got out, I had no idea that my power was out. So I don't know exactly what time it went out, but I noticed when I got out the shower, my power was out. In the Ring app, sometimes you can communicate, with, people that live close by within proximity of you or, in a community. And I remember seeing, like, when I got out of the shower, a text message it was an alert from the Ring app. And it was like somebody say, what happened to the power? And I happened to look at my stove. I didn't see the light. I said, oh, no. I was like that. Oh, no, the power. I was like, yeah. And I messaged back. And the ring app said, yes, what happened to the power? So me, I'm getting ready to text them, let them know, hey, what's going on. Before I could even get the text message or call, I was getting ready to call. I had received the text message, and they was letting me know, alerting me that, we've been, notified, you lost power is out in your area. And I was like, of course, somebody had already reported it, right? So I was like, oh God, this is, crazy. But anyway, it's not like I've never, just experienced that before. But I will say, I knock on dead wood, it hasn't been any times, which is a good thing. But I'm going to share with you what happened. Like, because like I say, if you go and watch that video, I shared with you some tips what you can do if your electricity go out, because I know where some people are is still, they're experiencing still snow and ice, the power may be out or whatever the case may be. So it's some really good tips, but I'm going to tell you what I did that day. Now, first and foremost, I give credit to God. I give credit to Him. What saved my life? One thing that saved my life, God. Yes, I am a believer. If you're watching me for the very first time, if you're not, no judgment here. This is not what this video about. I don't judge people for what they believe in, right? But I just wanted to kind of throw that out there that I am a believer, and I thank God for seeing me through that. But let's talk about what did I do to, I guess, try to help me or whatever the case may be. Because that caught me by surprise, right? So first thing first, I was sharing with y'all, go back and watch that video, because if you watch that video, it's going to help you understand a lot of the things that I shared, but I did not implement every one of those things. Of course, I didn't. Well, let me tell you, first thing first, I did not stay downstairs. I started noticing when it happened. I got, of course, clothes on. I'm going upstairs because it was still, like I said, it didn't get like drastically cold, like just immediately right away, right? It did not. So I just want to throw that out there. Now, like I said, apparently the power may have went out, I don't know, a little bit before 5 or something like that. But like I said, when I got out the shower, sorry if I'm repeating myself, it was out. But something else I was gonna say. So shortly after, I received another text message that had came through and said that the power was expected to be restored by 8 o'clock that night. So keep in mind, I didn't notice this about 5:30 or so. And I said, okay, 8 o'clock, you say, I'm sitting here, you talking about, I was like, okay, we got this. Like, that's in my mind, like, okay, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I look, I say 7:30 something, I'm thinking, 8 o'clock, I didn't see no power. I was like, oh God, what's really going on? 9 o'clock, no alert, nothing. 10, I said, what? Let me call. I think probably about 8:30 I called just to see, because they wasn't sending any type of updates. They wasn't, so I was like, okay, y'all said 8 o'clock, where's the power? And I know, like I say, y'all, some of y'all may be like, oh, okay, well, have patience. No, that's true. And that's why I had to tell myself, like, have patience, Tina. So anyway, I was calling and, listening to the recording. It was like the recording was still saying the same thing. Expect the power to be back on by 8 o'clock. And I was like, no, we need a new update. So 9 went by, 10 o'clock went by, midnight went by. And I said, what is going on? So I think they had said it was something in the ground. Apparently, I don't know what happened. It was something in the ground that I don't know. I can't remember the details of it, but that's what they was trying to repair. Now, keep in mind, it was really cold that weekend. It was cold, so I don't know exactly the details, but I know it was something in the ground that they had to repair. So when I tell you, just to let you know, I was pretty much I was upstairs pretty much the whole time. Now, like I said, I couldn't really tell like right away that, it took some time. But over time, because it was so cold outside, I said, I'm just going to, just stay up here upstairs, because guess what? Y'all know heat rises, right? So I talked about in the video things that you can do. It's gonna help if you go back and watch that video. If you layer up with a lot of clothes and you go in the smallest space, wherever you live, wherever you reside, and you layer up with a lot of clothes and socks and footies or whatever, that's gonna help your body to generate heat. So I don't really want to talk about that, but I will say this. I had not eaten anything pretty much all that day. I didn't have a power shake or nothing. I had not eaten anything. So I had not cooked. So I had to go to my pantry. I remember I ate some cereal. I ate like some dry snacks, and that's all I had. It wasn't like I was like starving or anything like that, to be honest, because when you in the mix of that, like I started to see a shift in the temperature in the house, even upstairs, just to be honest, because it was so cold outside. So I was like when I tell you like I was bundled up, like that video probably doesn't even do it maybe justice. It's pretty close. But I had on like about, now keep in mind, I'm about 5'2", which height doesn't have anything to do with it. My weight fluctuates. It does. Like I've noticed that. But I don't weigh no more than 130 pounds, right? Probably a little less. It can range between 120 something, between 130. I usually don't go past that, right? But anyway, I had on about, I can't stand being hot. I don't like to be cold either, but I literally cannot stand being hot. I had on about 3 shirts. I had on like I don't know what it was, like a night thing that was kind of fluffy. I had that on. I also had earmuffs. I had those. When I tell you that, when I started noticing that temperature even upstairs, I was like, oh my God. My feet, my hands, that's the first thing, my hands and my feet. I had gloves on. I had socks on. Yeah, I was cold. I had on like a hoodie thing on. I had layers on top of layers. Pants I had on, I don't know what I had on, something comfortable, and I had on some more, another layer underneath. So when y'all, it was cold, and when it was, I just remember just like, you know what, I don't want to move. I don't want to move. I don't even want to go, excuse me for saying this, I'll just say urinate. I don't even want to get up and go urinate. I just did not want to move, right? Like, I don't want to move. So it was like, it was cold. I was like, God, it was like the Lord was just like telling me, he's like, it's going to come back on. And I was like, well, they said 8 o'clock, and that's what, I was like, okay. But anyway, let me tell you this. Let's kind of shift back, right? So first thing first, like I said, when I was looking at my phone, keep in mind I had uploaded a video that day, and I think I may have, checked on my mom. But when I got out the shower, my phone was at 37%. Let me say that again. My phone was at 37%. The power was out. The power was out for more than 8 hours. Yeah, it was out for more than 8 hours. And I say that is because apparently it had to have went out. I was reading a text message. Oh, wow, my mother was just alerting me. That's why I'm saying people are still getting, like bad weather. Let me just tell y'all this, but my mom was just texting me. She said it's snowing there, and my brother had texted me earlier. My baby brother, he was saying that it's snowing where they at. So people are still experiencing snow and bad weather. But I will say where I live, it didn't snow. It didn't. Now, like I said, I don't know what it's going to be, in the month of February. I don't know, but it was just really cold. Now, I'm not saying, I think it was certain parts of Texas that may have, saw some snow, but where I live, it did not snow. It was really cold, but it did not snow. And I think it was like ice in certain parts, you know, or whatever. But anyway, so I layered up with clothes, and I was I was mostly upstairs. You know, I did go downstairs to try to eat some, but I wasn't even worrying about food. It was just more so, I was just more about worrying about the power coming back on and, you know, getting warm. And it was such, I said this, it was such a humbling experience. Because I remember when I went in the bathroom, and first thing we have the habit of turning the light on, flicking the light on, right? And I'm telling you, you know, I say this, I kind of shift from this to say this. I shift from that to say this. Um, Everything may not be going, you know, and when I say this to you, I'm talking to myself, right? Everything in life may not be going the way you want it to be, but I'm telling you, never think that you just hit rock bottom and things are at its worst, because things could be so much worse. And I remember, you know, you go in the bathroom and you so used to being able to flick your light on. And I remember that's just a habit that was in my mind, and I was like, oh wow, that's right, the power is out, right? And I was just thinking, I said, oh my God, here I am. Even though it's cold, I'm inside of my house. And I started thinking about people that's homeless, people that's living in their cars, people that's on the side of the road, they don't have no, and it's cold. People that may not have room where a shelter can get them in, or people that have animals, or animals, just straight animals that's roaming. You know, it's just like, wow. But it was such a humbling experience. But anyway, so my phone only had 37%. So that's pretty much what I did. Even though it was cold, the heat, once the house started to try to retain heat as long as it could, it was warmer upstairs. So I remember I was downstairs, it wasn't too much. But I remember I went to the coat closet downstairs next to the bathroom, the half bathroom downstairs. And I opened that closet because I was, you know, just checking like different parts of the house. And it was actually, even though it was downstairs, it was kind of warm in there. That was the warmest part in the house, my coat closet. And it's a decent sized closet. And I think maybe the reason why it was like that, because the way it's constructed, the coat closet downstairs is underneath the stairs. Not like literally underneath, but that's the way it's built. So I think it was retaining heat from because of that, maybe. And I was like, you know what? Like if I ever had to, like I could come here bundle up or whatever the case may be, but it was still kind of warm in there. But anyway, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know what was going on with me. I just wanted to be upstairs. So, but it was kind of warm in there. But anyway, so I bundled up, I layered up with clothes. What I had to eat was pretty much what I had in my pantry, and I ate some cereal, right? Cereal and milk. But I wasn't worried about food. I'm trying to think what else I did. I didn't want to move around like that, but I know I'm kind of all over the place. But I'm going to show you this one device that was a lifesaver. God first and foremost, in this one device that's a lifesaver. And I know I kind of spent 20 minutes of rambling or whatever. I'm going to show you this one device that was a lifesaver. I'm not even lying, because when I noticed my power was out, my phone only had 37%. And we're gonna unbox this. Um I'm gonna show you something else, because I'm using my phone to record, so I can't really mess with that. But yeah. So I thank God he saw me through that, because that was no joke. That was no joke. So if you're watching this video and you have a generator, God bless you. You're blessed or whatever. Because I said that's going to be my next investment, which, like I said, thankfully, I haven't experienced a lot of that. And, prayerfully, I won't, but like I said, those are things that we cannot control, right? We just, some things we can't, that's beyond our control or whatever. But let's talk about this device. Like I said, my phone only had 37%. And I was like, oh my, what am I going to do? And I was like, something came to mind, your power banks. So I said, okay, where are my power banks? I say either they're in a drawer somewhere or they're in my vehicle. And I didn't know. And I happened to pull the drawer out, one of the drawers out in the kitchen, and there it was in my face. And I said, oh, thank God. Not only that, thank God it was fully charged. Because keep in mind, my power was out for I think more than 8 hours because it didn't come back on till like 2:30, between 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was just trying to, just block out what was going on, right? And yeah. So I was like, what is this? Oh, okay, I don't know. I think that one of my lights went out. My what do you call ring light things or whatever. But anyway, let's get into this, y'all. Hold on, I was looking at my. Let's unpack this item. Let me tell you this. We're gonna unpack and I'm gonna show you. Yeah. This one device was a lifesaver. I purchased this off the TikTok shop. Now, a power bank, we're going to go ahead and unpack this. They do sell them, I think, in Walmart maybe or something like that. I paid now, like I said, when I purchased this power bank, it was last year. It hasn't been that long. I think it was like, hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can turn this light back on. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. When I received this, I think it was between November and December. I paid between $8.99, maybe $10.99. Now, don't quote me on this. For somebody in the comments say, "Oh, I thought you said it was $8.99." I don't know when you may see this video. I don't know. It could be 2 weeks from now. It could be 2 years from now. Prices don't always stay the same. I cannot control that. Let me just tell you this. You need this in your life. Storm or no storm, winter storm or no, you need this in your life. I highly recommend this. I highly recommend this. And like I said, I have another power bank that I purchased from Five Below. In fact, I think I uploaded a video on this a couple months ago where I was doing like a shopping haul or something. And I paid about $10. And I still have this one. I still have that one. But that one has no comparison to this one. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why. This one here, you need this. Let me tell you, let's go ahead and take it out the box. Let me show you what it looks like in the box. This is what it is. It's really cute. Power bank, nice. That's what it says. So let me go ahead and open this and I'm going to show you. Let me tell you why I love this one and why I highly recommend this one. Why I highly recommend it. I'm going to show you why. One, it's cute. It's really cute. I love colors. I'm a woman, female. I'm very feminine. But that has nothing to do with it. And I know some of y'all men are gonna be like, I don't want a pink power bank, Tina. And I understand that. But let me tell you something, honey. When your back is up against the wall and your phone needs charging, you don't care if it's purple. If it gets the job done, you don't care. But I will tell you this. Hold on. This does come in more than one color. It comes in, you can purchase this in the color pink. This is a pink, pretty soft pink. You can also, yeah, they have a pretty blue and they also have the color white. Now, I saw some other sellers on there. They have like the white or whatever, but I feel like the color white is a neutral color for like a man. Like if you're so stuck on like, you don't want a pink power bank, right? And I can understand that. But this is what it looks like. It's really cute. It's light. It's not that heavy. Let me show you something. So I'm going to show y'all. When I tell y'all, I highly recommend this one. Oh my God. And I have one of these. And let me tell you this. I have one of these. I purchased this off the TikTok shop. If you are interested in purchasing this, I'm going to include the link in this video. So click on the link. It'll take you directly to it. I may upload my showcase. That way you can see some other items on there as well. But I purchased this from the TikTok. I think when I purchased it, it was between $8.99 to $10.99. Let's read the message. Now I will tell you this. The reason why I love this one is it's more modern, it's more updated. You can charge multiple devices with this one. So that means you can charge your phone, you can charge your iPad, whatever else you need to charge. That's one of the reasons why I love this one. So this is one. Let me show it to you. This is what it looks like here. This is what it looks like, right? So you can snap that out. You can charge it with this one. Charge something with this one. This is one outlet. Let me put this back. This is what, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. It's not even like it's a big deal. You can also use this one. Let me show you this. You flip this on. Hold on. You see that? This is the cover. So this is the part that I use to charge my phone without using my charger. Yeah. This is the end that I use to charge my phone. You don't have to charge your phone just on this end. You can also charge your iPad or whatever. But the cover, this is what it looks like on the back. The cover does not come off. You don't want it to come off. You want it to protect this. So it goes back over this, right? You see that? It goes back over this. It comes off. This is what it looks like. So this is one. So like I said, it charges multiple devices. We're going to play around with this, okay? This here, this is where when you plug it in, you're going to see the level that this is on. Like how much energy or whatever you got to use to do whatever you need to do, charge your phone, your iPad or whatever. This is another side that you can use to charge as well. So it has 3 different outlets. That's why I love this. So you, in essence, essentially you can be charging more than one device. Now keep in mind, the more devices you have connected to this, you have to think about, you know, how long it's going to last before you need to charge it again. But let me tell you something about this one. This charger here, it charges lightning fast. Let me say it again because I feel like I don't know if everybody heard me. This power bank here, let me look on the box. I'm going to show you what came with it. This is lightning fast. This is not a slow charger. Power bank. I'm going to tell you that right now. So it's I'm not going to read all this stuff on the box, but this charge is lightning fast. I'm not even lying. Let me tell you what it comes with it. And then I'm going to plug my iPad up. That way you can see it. So this is what comes with it. The charger itself. So this is the charger to charge this. It's going to come with its own charger, right? To charge this. It does not need charging now because I said to myself, this was a lifesaver. My phone only had 37% and my power was out over 8 hours. So, yeah. So I said, when the power comes back on, I know I need to recharge this, right? So, yes, this is what comes with it to charge it. Also, it comes with a manual. It's on like, manual, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's really very simple to use. I mean, it really is. But like I said, It does come with the manual. This is what it looks like. This is the manual, and it comes with the charger itself, right? So, I highly recommend this. I'm not even lying, but let me tell you this. I love this. And I'm going to get me another one. Let me say that again. I am going to purchase me another one because you never know. Not only if your power goes out, if you're someone you travel a lot or you travel. I remember when I first moved to Texas, a couple times, I drove, going home. I'm originally from the Carolinas. And I remember those days where I would, that's a long drive, y'all. I don't know if I do it again. My throat itching. That's a long drive, and I just remember those days where I would use a power bank, and those things are great spare chargers, right? They're great spare chargers. But I'm going to get me another one because I would like to have at least two in my house. Excuse my throat itching. They're good to keep in your car, your vehicle that you drive most of the time, or your backup vehicle. A purse, us ladies, if you carry a purse, keep in your purse, you just never know. Your backpack, if you use a backpack, whatever the case may be, these are good to have on hand. They are a lifesaver. I highly recommend this. But let me show you how it works, right? Because I have an iPad, a really old Apple iPad that I've had for years, and I really don't use it. But I said, let me use this as an example to show them what this looks like or how it charges in real time. In real time. Now, like I said, I am going to just be charging one device, and it should be at 100%, right? So let's go ahead. Let me get this iPad. This is an old iPad, so y'all don't laugh at my. You see how old it is? This is an old iPad. Yeah. So it's really old. This is the cover. I still got the plastic on it. I don't know why, but I think, let me bend this back so that way y'all see. You see what it looks like? It's off, right? You see that? It's off. You know why it's off? Because it needs charging. And I haven't really taken the time to really, put a sense of urgency on charging it because I really don't use it. But I still have it because I have some photos in here that I don't want to get rid of. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, let me show you in real time what this looks like. But, y'all, I'm telling you, this will make, well, let me just show you. Let me stop talking for a minute. Okay, you see it's off, right? It's off. Black, it's off. Okay, so this is the little charger thing. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know if y'all can see. Yeah, you see, this is the little charger outlet here where you charge it, right? So this is an old iPad. I can't even remember what year I purchased this, right? So that lets you know, probably no matter how old your device is, this baby still can help you out, right? I don't know when I purchased this iPad. It's like years ago, probably more than 6-7 years ago, maybe longer than that since I've had this iPad. Okay, so this is the charger thing here, the little outlet. So let's go ahead and plug this in, okay? So I'm just gonna use this part here, of course. Like I said, I think I got the original charger. So let me show you this. I'm gonna put this in. Hold on for a second. Can you imagine? Let me see what I'm doing, y'all. Okay, let me take this, just snap this little piece here out. I'm just gonna, cause it feels like this is in the way, so we're gonna snap this out. Yeah, cause that was in the way. So you see this? Oh, hold on, y'all. Now look at that. Can you see that being on? Do you see that at 100? So that the power bank is letting me know it's at 100%, and I'm gonna show you The iPad. It's at 100%. So it's letting me know right now it's fully charged. The power bank is at 100%. It's fully charged. Now let me see if you can see the iPad. Hold on. Now let me show you. Let me see if you can see the iPad. I don't know. Do y'all see that little? You see that right there? I don't know. Well, I see it. I don't know if you can see it per se, but I definitely see it. Let me see if I can turn off some of these lights. Hold on for a second. Hold on, hold on. Hold on for a second. Do you see that? Now, of course, I can't see if y'all can see that. I don't know. But it's charging. I promise to God it's charging. I'm not lying on that. It's charged. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn this light off. I want to see if you can see it again. Hold on. You see that? There it is right there. So that's what I see it with my finger. It went out. Hold on. Let's see if I can. It's charging. I turn one of those lights off, the ring lights or whatever. That way you can see it better. So this is it. It's charging right there. It's really low. Because like I said, I haven't charged it in years. So when I tell you this here is a lifesaver, if you don't have this, I highly recommend you purchase this. Hold on for a second. What am I? Hold on, y'all. This is what happens when you're trying to multitask. And I don't have to sit there and hold it. I don't know why I'm doing that, because you don't have to do that. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. It's at 97%. It was at 100%, right? And now it's at 97%. It's at 97%. Why? Because it's charging the iPad. You see that? Let me tell you something. I highly recommend this. And I have one, and I will be well, I have two, because like I said, I have this one, and I also have one from Five Below. The one from Five Below, it works, it's okay. But if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely choose this one. You know why? Not because it is really cute, but because I can charge multiple devices. So like I said, I can charge multiple devices. You know, this one has like 3 different outlets, right? Um, so yeah, I'm gonna get me another one. I'm going to purchase me another one off of the TikTok shop. I will. Because when I originally purchased this, let me just let this sit down. But this is what it looks like. I'm not holding it, I'm not doing anything. It's charging my iPad. It's charging my old I've had this iPad for years. For years. Let me see how much it is. And it's charging it. It's charging it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it is definitely charging it. I highly recommend this. I'm not even lying on that. I promise to God, let me take this out, because I just wanted to show this to y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and, well, you know what? I might just sit here and just let it, do what it's doing. So it's at 90, it's charging it, right? But I'm telling you, we never know. This has nothing to do with, your power going out or anything. I just think it's just a great little device to have on hand, because you never know. You just never know. And nobody wants to be, their phone die. Oh, my phone just died because it needs charging. When you can have something like that, that's really cute. So like I said, when I originally purchased this, I wanted the blue one. That's the one I wanted. Like the colors are so pretty. I wanted the blue one, but the blue one was sold out. Now I think it may be, when I looked this morning on TikTok, I think it may be in stock now. But I'm telling you, these make great gifts, It's a great gift to yourself. It's inexpensive. It's free shipping. Now, like I said, don't quote me on this because I don't know when you may see this video. 2 weeks, 2 days, 7 days from now, 2 years from now, I don't know. But right now, when I purchased it, it was free shipping on it. It didn't take too long for me to get it. If you have children, if you have nieces or nephews, a mother, older, parents or whatever, and they still drive or they still live alone or whatever the case may be, or in a facility, these make great gifts. I'm telling you. Like I say, I absolutely love mine. And I will be getting me another one. So if you are interested in purchasing that one, just click the link below. And like I said, I think my email is included or something like that. I think I have my email, and if you have any questions or whatever, you can send me an email. But I'm looking at the clock. It was like 40:40 when I looked. So I've already been on here. Yapping. 40 minutes. But it's all good. But I'm telling y'all. So a week from let's go over a little quick recap of this. A week from tomorrow, my electricity went completely out. And I was like, okay, 8 o'clock. I said, okay, we got this. 8 o'clock came, where the power at? My power was out for over 8 hours. And when I tell you, it was no joke. I'm not even gonna lie. And I did the best I could. The best I could with the knowledge I had. And thank God, like I said, he saw me through. Thank the Lord, I had that spare Powerbank or whatever. It was a lifesaver. So like I said, when you get them, always make sure they're fully charged, because if they're not fully charged, that's going to defeat the purpose. And another thing that I thought about too, you can charge your what do you call these? I was gonna say, hold on, y'all. You can charge your iPad, 3 outlets. That's pretty cool. 3 outlets. That's why I say with this one, I'm checking the iPad now and see how much. 3 outlets. Now, that's not to say other places don't sell them, with more than 1 outlet. I mean, I don't know, but I think with this one, it's inexpensive, in my opinion, right? And it's so cute. It's so cute. It really is. It's super cute, y'all. Oh, here it is on this side. So I'm just kind of, yeah, it's charging. So, like I said, the iPad is not the iPad, but what do you call this thing here? The power bank itself. I don't know if you can see it. It's at 90%. Look like that's 90%. I don't know if, yeah, it's at 90% here. But when 10 minutes, it was at 100. Well, a few minutes ago, it was at 100%. So now it's down to 90 because it's charging the iPad. So I am going to go ahead and click off here because I got some things I need to do in the house. So yeah, this is it. So like I said, I highly recommend y'all go and watch the previous video because you may learn something. You just never know. And like I said, I send the love and prayers to all of you. If you're without power, if you don't have shelter, I send the blessings of the Lord to you. Please be encouraged. Please do what you can do to try to, take care of yourself as well as, other people like your parents. If they're older, check on them, your loved ones. If you have pets, make sure they have food and eat. Food and water or whatever the case may be. I know everybody is not, pet lovers. They don't want pets in their house, and I respect that as well. But if you don't have an issue with that and it's really cold, it may not be a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea to let them come inside, because when I tell you, it was no joke in here. I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But, like I said, I learned a lot. I'm still learning. And that's it. If you are a subscriber, I just want to take the time. I know this video pretty long. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your love and support. I appreciate y'all watching my content. liking. You know, it means a lot to me. We are growing, so I'm super thankful to all of the subscribers that's been rocking with me through since day one. Day one. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to do better with being more consistent in comparison to what I was a couple years ago. You know, it was life, right? Just had things going on, but I am so thankful for all of my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber and you're watching this video for the very first time, thank you as well. I appreciate you. But yes, if you would hit the subscribe button, like, share this video out, and I will see y'all in the next video to come. Oh wow, look at this. So let me show you something. The light just came on with my iPad because was my iPad was dead. Like it was dead. So let me just show you what just happened. It lit up. Let me show you something. Hold on. So now you can see my iPad being on. Hold on. Do you see that? Now, of course, what time is it? You see it's on now because it was dead. The iPad was dead because it needed charging. So now you can see it. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see that. But now you can see it's on now. The charge was so low, it wouldn't even come on. But now it's charging. And you can see the iPad on now. So when I tell you, and now the power bank is at about 86%. I don't know if you can see that. It's at 86%. You may not can see it. But now the iPad is on, y'all. Yep, it's on. It's on. Now the time is off because like I said, I don't use this iPad. It's not on schedule. It's like behind a little bit. Yeah, because I'm on Central Time, so yeah, the time is definitely off. So I probably need to shut this off or whatever. But it's charging. It's charging. And let me see. Hold on. Yeah, it's definitely off. It needs to reset. Let me show you how much. Hold on for a second. Let me see. It's 4. I don't know if you can see that. It's 4% charged. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. 4% charged. So that let you know the iPad was completely dead, but now it's at 4%. And the power bank is at 84%. I don't know if you can see that because it's bright in here. It's at 84%. So I'm telling you, I highly recommend this. If you get one for yourself, get one if you have a niece, nephew, children. I'm telling you, these are great to have, just, you know, for a spare or whatever. And like I said, when you do have them, make sure they're fully charged. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. I thank y'all so much for your love and support. I'm sending you love as well. I love y'all with the love of Christ. And I will see you in the next video. So, yeah. All right, y'all take care and stay warm and be safe.